Hello, this video will cover the Student View tool. It is one of the most valuable tools that we have in Blackboard, and we are going to talk about how and where to access the Student View tool and also some of the reasons why we want to use the Student View tool. Alright, once we're inside our course in Blackboard, we're going to look for the double arrows in a circle with a dot in the middle. I always say it looks kind of like an eyeball. It's in the upper right hand corner near the color swatch. So if we click that, you can see we're entering student preview mode and our exit is here. So we're in the student preview mode, and the only difference between what students actually see in your course and what you're seeing in student preview is the yellow bar letting you return to your teacher view. So everything else is exactly as a student sees your course. Some of the benefits here are that you can interact with the course as a student, go back as an instructor, give yourself a grade and feedback, and see what those experiences are like for students, because the grades area in particular is very different for an instructor versus a student. So you'll want to definitely check that out. As you can see, it looks very different from our view of Grade Center, and you can see some of the different sorting options that are available to students. And these are just things that we don't encounter when we're viewing the course as instructors. So that's one of the biggest reasons why we want to use Student View. And the other, of course, is so that we can see if there's something that students are reporting that they're not seeing that they should be. We can go into Student View, see exactly what they're experiencing. It helps us sort of narrow down what issues they might be encountering. So once we've finished with the student preview and we're ready to exit, we're going to click the Exit Preview button. You can see there are a couple of different options here. Deleting the preview user and all the data, so that's if you went through and you participated through a file submission or a discussion, or you took a test, then all that is preserved as a demo student. It'll be listed in your Grade Center as preview student and then your username. So you can delete that entirely out, and though it does say recommended here, that's a recommendation by Blackboard, and their reasoning there is that data gets lumped in with all the other course data for statistical reports. It's not an issue that we're concerned about here, and we actually recommend that you keep all the preview user data, because like I said before, that's how you will be able to go back into those attempts, grade them as the instructor, and then go back into Student View again and see what that feedback looks like. How do students access feedback? Because a lot of times we hear from students, my instructor said they gave me feedback, but I can't find it. I don't know where it is. Well, it's not as straightforward always, depending on where you leave the feedback, and students don't always know how to navigate to it. So having that experience for yourself will help you guide students through that process as well. You can choose to remember whichever choice you make, and you can choose if you want to keep the data, have that experience, and then from that point forward you don't want to save the student data, you can certainly do that. So if you accidentally check the remember this choice and you don't actually want to remember it later, you want to change your mind on that, going into the settings will allow you to change that option. So we're going to recommend keeping the preview user and all the data. We're going to click continue. And now I'm back to my instructor view, and I can go in and give myself feedback and then return to student view to view that if I'd like. That was the Student View tool, and I hope that everyone uses it and finds it very helpful. It's a great tool and we're glad to have it. So go and be awesome.